The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of our Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video. I low-key don't like what I look like with these earrings on. This is why I prefer my smaller ones. I'm not feeling the way I'm looking right now. It's literally 12 at night. Get over it, bitch. I'm gonna be real. This is supposed to be like, you know, my thoughts on multiplication, but I'm gonna be real. It may end up just being an Amelie and Felix roast video because I don't fucking like either of them. Man, fuck her and her bitch ass son. No, I can't do it. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Harriyanna and welcome to or welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harrihook's pirate ship. I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Bring your ear closer to the speaker so you can hear me clearly. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate. But hi, hello, how are you guys doing? My name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family, children's entertainment, and all the issues I find within those spaces. We are in the second episode of season 5 of Miraculous Ladybug. If you didn't watch the last one, mainly because I was a whole entire week late, I will be going by the English dub release episode list. Every week I will get on here on Saturday and give you guys my thoughts and opinions on the most recent episodes because I have so much to say about this series because it's a dumpster fire and it's a hot ass mess. So let's begin. Before anyone says anything, because I know people are like, you left this out, you didn't talk about this and then the third. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about with this, okay? Okay, let's begin. Now, I made it clear when I was talking about evolution that I didn't really enjoy the episode too much because it was just so much shit going on. I simply enjoyed multiplication much better simply because the show actually learned how to sit the fuck down for once. Like how I was talking about how this show has a really bad issue with pacing, but my issue that I have with multiplication is the same issue I had with evolution, is that it's still taking place in the same fucking day. Half the episode, I'd say, I don't even think it's a good half. I think it's probably about like 9 or 10 minutes. We are still taking place in the same day that is in evolution, strike back, and risk. Okay, it's a long ass day. This gotta be one of the worst days in everybody's life because it's just going and going and going and going and going. But we are in the later end of the day where everything is starting to simmer down, and basically Ladybug and Cat Noir, I just be calling them Marinette and Adrien because I just dead ass don't be caring. Marinette and Adrien are basically going around trying to find clues. They trying to figure out where the fuck Felix is because it's Felix's fault why so much of this bullshit happened. Like, it's numerous people's fault, but so much of it has to do with the fact that he's just a bitch. Oh my god, Felix is a bitch ass nigga. I don't care what none of y'all say. He is awful. He's terrible. But all of this, they basically was going around looking for Felix, asking for clues and this and that and the third. But what pissed me off the most about this episode is that when they went to London. Oh, okay, whatever. They went over to London and Amelie was there talking about she didn't know where her son was, this and that and the third. And I'm like, baby, why are you not keeping tabs on your kid? Like, I understand that he's a teenager and like, you know, they need privacy and all that, but like, I'm pretty sure that like, if I left the country, my parents would have known. What is my ass, like, not even leave the country, but you know how in America we have states. If my ass wanted to go to Alabama for like, Birmingham, Alabama specifically, if I wanted to go to Birmingham, Alabama for who knows how long, my parents would know. People would know. Like, why are you not keeping tabs on your son? But then again, I wasn't really surprised when she didn't know where her son was, because we have seen in the past that she's honestly not the best mother. I don't care what nobody says. Amelie don't know how to raise her son, that rambunctious ass child, because she doesn't really see the flaws in any of his actions. Like, everyone can see it. Even Gabriel, as horrible as a person he is, they can all see that Felix is a badass kid. Literally everyone knows that. Everyone can see this, but like he keeps getting away with so much of what he does, and that has to do with his bitch ass mama. I'm sorry, I don't like her. I absolutely don't like her. Like, I never liked her son. I never liked Felix because of his episode Felix. The episode was a hot mess because Felix is like, you know, terrible. We're not really supposed to like Felix anyway because he's one of the antagonists. But no, he's actually a villain. I don't care what nobody say. But when we actually, like, you know, start to see more of him and we see how other people respond to Felix and they're like, yeah, no, he is not that nigga. But she is just like, oh, that's just how he is. Baby, discipline your son. God. So overall, that is the main thing that pissed me off the most about this episode. But I know y'all want me to sit here and talk about Lady Noir stuff. So let's talk about it. Basically, Marinette and Adrien finally fucking talk to each other like actual human beings. Because this is the aspect of the series that made me fall out with it in the first place. Like I said, I've been watching Miraculous Ladybug since I was in the 11th grade. I was a fucking junior in high school when they started airing the episodes on Nickelodeon. Mind you, I was a hardcore stan shipper of them back then. Read so many fics about them from the ages of like 17 to 19. And seeing that they still have not gotten together has just annoyed me so much to the point where I don't care about this aspect of this series any longer. I just can't do it. I kind of don't care. But I actually kind of care a little bit more now, I'm not gonna lie, because one thing that pisses me off, like season 1 and 2, I give it a pass because it's cute little, they shy around each other, yada yada yada, this and that third. But season 3 was when I really started to have problems with this because these two can't even fucking talk to each other. Like, the main reason why so many people like it better when Adrien is in his cat noir form and Marinette is just regular is because the two can actually have a legitimate conversation. Marinette and Adrien are actually able to fucking talk to each other now. So I appreciated that. Mainly, I did appreciate how Alya was there for her during this entire time because she understands that Marinette had like probably the worst day of her life. Alya probably had one of the worst days of her life too because that shit was fucking crazy. I understand it. So she came over to comfort her and this and the third. And then y'all know how I feel about how this show uses Alya, because when it comes to like a lot of black characters, you know, tokenism comes into play, and a lot of that tokenism is just kind of like them putting themselves second and putting themselves first for the sake of their friends, because that shit was literally in the middle of the night. It was literally in the middle of the night and Alya came over to comfort her, and I'm just like, I get it, but one thing I can't stand about when it comes to black and non-black friendships that we see often portrayed in the media, especially kids media, is that the black friend would often put so much of their self aside to come and comfort the white friend, and it gives a bit of mammy, because you know the mammy archetype, is it the archetype stereotype? Y'all know what a mammy is for sure. But basically, mammy, the non-black people are the ones that come first in her life. And that is so much of what this show does with Alya. So while I did like how Alya was there to comfort her, was being a good friend to Marinette, I can't ignore that aspect of it. And before anybody try to say anything, I'm in school for African American studies. We study shit like this. So it's really hard for me to ignore things like this. I can acknowledge that Alya is a better good friend to Marinette, but also I do need to bring up the fact that there are plenty of problematic issues with her character, because yeah, it's not good. So let me tell you though, what is that thing where it was just like, it was like he over here kicking his feet in the air talking to her, like it was like that kind of like meme or something like that. It was like when you be on the phone kicking your feet when you talking to them. That was Adrien during this, so that was pretty cute. Like I said, I've always known Marinette like we all know Marinette like Adrien, but Adrien does like Marinette. I am appreciating that this episode we actually did start to see change and growth with their, you know, romance and whatnot. And we see that he is starting to show more affection towards her, but because Marinette is just very antsy and like anxious about it, she's just like, I don't know about that now, can't slow your roll there. I think part of the reason why she freaked out like that when he like tried to kiss her on the cheek is because like you know, Marinette, she likes Adrien. So when like, oh, her crush is actually like responding to her, she's like, oh no, like I kid you not. Like I understood that because when I was back in high school, my crush gave me a hug. He didn't like me back, but like he gave me a hug and I was like kind of scared to hug him, but I was just like, no, it's okay. But I understood why Marinette did respond like that in that moment because it was pretty much weird. But also during this time period, this is also when Adrien tells Gabriel bitch ass that he don't want to model no more, and I'm glad that he like put his foot down. Did he do that in this episode or another one? Anyway, that has something to do with that. It's late, y'all. But guess what? We finally see something we have not seen in so fucking long in this show, and guess what that is? Gabriel's actually designing clothes. Remember how Gabriel's a fashion designer? Remember how I say this show is really terrible when it comes to the fashion aspect of it? Yeah, Gabriel actually is designing clothes. He's actually doing his job. He is actually minding the business that pays him. And because like everything, it's just because that entire event with, you know, all of that fuckery, and you know, him and his blow up with Nathalie and all of that, it's just kind of like Gabriel is taking a bit of a break from, you know, being a villain. He did take a bit of a break, and guess what? People were a lot happier. Gabriel finally calmed the fuck down, minded the business that paid him, and actually went back to fashion designing, and everything was a lot calmer. People in Paris were a lot happy that he was not bothering him. Like, the thing about it is that I'm not even, because people were trying to say, oh, people were the city were being more calm and this and that and the third, but I was like, no, I low-key feel like Gabriel is just not. He's busy working on other things, like, because basically it gets worse. I'm gonna get there, but basically everything starts to get worse again. It starts to get worse, like as bad, worse than it was before. I feel like Gabriel was just kind of like taking the time to figure out how to make things worse. Not anybody was having negative emotions or whatnot, because I find that so hard to believe that out of everybody in the town of Paris, everybody was just fine. No, I'm not buying that shit. So moving on from Gabriel, we see that Nathalie does have a small appearance in this episode. Yeah, we love her. And we see that she, like, you know, she comes back to the house. She's just like irritated. She's just annoyed. She says like, nigga, I'm tired of you. Like, you are horrible. Fuck you. Like, no, you hard-headed. You don't know how to fucking listen. You don't know how to respond to people. You don't know how to talk to people. Like, she was just over this shit. And the thing about it is that she just came in there and she saw like Adrien was like asleep, and she was like, Gabriel's irritating, but like, remember, you here for his son. Like, I did appreciate that aspect of the show, because people be trying to get on Nathalie about her dynamic with Adrien, but no, like, she actually does care about him, and that right there did show that. But that's pretty much all I have to say about Nathalie for this episode, because that's like the only scene she had. But moving forward with that, remember how I said I don't like how this show just threw Alix away? Basically, this episode is like confirming that they threw Alix away. And one thing I don't like about this is that her daddy literally set her up for failure. I'm sorry, I do not like Mr. Cubbill after this episode. He literally set his daughter up for failure because he ran into the news and told everybody that his daughter was a superhero and she was time traveling, this and that and the third. And one thing about Miraculous Ladybug is like, I have to remember that sometimes this show does not rely on logic, but it was legit giving the end of Descendants 3. If you guys don't know how Descendants 3 ended, basically it ended with them letting all the villains off the island, you know, go over to Ordon. Mind you that the Isle of the Lost has a really high crime rate. They end up letting everyone over there without doing background checks or none of that shit. That is not good. That's why it was like, does logic not matter here? Because that actually is an important factor. And it's weird because the thing about it is like, okay, if there was no bad people on the Isle of the Lost, fine, whatever. They can all run over there and would die. But no, like, we actually saw horrible shit happen over there. And it was mainly more the books, you say, because the books, like, you know, took place more on the Isle of the Lost than the movies did. The Isle of the Lost is a horrible place. Like, it's the ghetto over there. It's the fucking hood. Why would you do that? So, moving on from that, like I said, it was giving it a sentence 3. Basically, Mr. Cubdell, oh, we finally see Miss Bussier is pregnant, so great, happy, we love that. But Mr. Cubdell basically is talking about how Alix is a superhero, this and that, and the third, and I was like, man, first of all, not only did you put yourself in danger, you put your daughter in danger, you put your son in danger, and then do you not remember where you work? You work at the Louvre. You work at the Louvre. Literally one of the most unpopular tourist attractions in the fucking world, okay? Literally, we was learning about the Louvre in my American, you know, world history classes, okay? That is a big deal. Everyone knows you work there. Like, he put that shit out there himself. You literally put a target, not only on you, your family, but you put a target on all the people that go to the Louvre. Like, bitch, I'm telling you, logic just doesn't matter in the show. Chloe was there. I don't care about her. Like, I just don't care about Chloe. Y'all can't make me care about her, but like, Lila's bitch ass is back too. And it's just really hard for me to care about Lila, y'all. I can't stand her. And mainly because I don't like liars. I just can't stand Lila. Like, I used to hate the girls like her when I was up in middle school, high school, elementary school, and cheerleading, the girls that would just lie all the damn time. That's part of the reason why it's just so hard for me to care about Lila, lying ass. That was funny. That was funny. But Lila is just kind of like there, and yeah. Basically, everything is just kind of calm. Everyone's just pretty chill because Gabriel's not going around fucking up people. But then there's like a big storm. It's like a big whoosh when it finally happens. And basically, y'all know Tomoe, Kagami's mom. I never liked her, first of all. And then also the show has a bit of an ableism problem with her, but we're gonna get into that another time. I did get into it a bit in my video about like the woman unhinged. You guys should check that out. That's one of my favorite videos that I've made this year. I worked very hard on that. Link to that one will be down below. But we find out that like Tomoe, you know, basically they use Mullo, the miraculous of multiplication. I don't be caring. Y'all already know I don't care about this shit, the superhero aspect of it. I mainly be talking about the more human aspect of the show when you guys come to my channel about it. But I do have to bring this up. Basically, she's Akari Gozen again, which is her supervillain form. And yeah, there's like many of her running around the street. And basically, long story short, Ladybug and Cat Noir saved the day. Yeah, okay, that's all you need to know about that. But going into Tomoe, y'all, this bitch is, ooh, I already knew I couldn't trust her. And mainly because she was like buddy with Gabriel for the most part. And like I said, don't trust anybody that's like buddy with Gabriel. Like, I'm not even joking, like, Vincent gets a pass. Like, I love Nathalie, but she a little too close to Gabriel. But Vincent low-key get a pass because Vincent don't be all like up in his business. Like, we didn't see Vincent at the party, and like Nathalie wasn't at the party either. She was in her room sick. But I low-key feel like he wouldn't even have let Nathalie in the party. Y'all know Gabriel is very classist and elitist, but Tomoe is rich because, you know, she was like the famous filter and all that. Tomoe, it's like she's like, Nathalie is just kind of like mad at Gabriel right now. She's just like, nah, bitch, I'm done with you. Fuck you, nigga. I'm done. I'm not doing it. So basically, Tomoe kind of like stepped in as like Nathalie's like replacement, and she is aware. It's clear that she is aware that Gabriel is, you know, Hawkmoth, that he's fucking crazy. Like, I was shocked, but like, after a while, I was just like, nah, she's a little too close to him. So I get it. I see that now. But it's just kind of frustrating because the show never really showed any sign of like Gabriel or any like other adults besides Nathalie knowing about his fuckery and what he does like in his basement every day or whatnot. It's weird because I'm like, he goes down to be Hawkmoth, but like it goes into the air, and I'm like, are you going to an attic or are you going to a basement? Things are not, you know, logic don't apply with this show, like I said. But that right there, the main things that stood out to me. The thing with Tomoe really was kind of like, oh, this is a game changer, because like I said, we never really liked Tomoe for the most part, because we see that she is a horrible mother to her daughter, and she's very strict and whatever the fuck, and then we see that she also is friends with Gabriel. But now that we see that she is in with him on this, you know, hawk moth evil akumatizing people shit, it's just like, oh yeah, I knew I already didn't like you for that reason, but now I have another reason to dislike you. And then mind you, Gabriel's still being a bad dad, because like how Adrien told him that he didn't want to model him no more, he took a clone of him and started using that as like Adrien, like being the model with like Lila. And you know, Adrien can't fucking stand Lila. Like, you know that meme from Euphoria where like Rue was like, I've actually posted this on my Tumblr blog, but it was that meme where like Rue was like, I can't fucking stand you, to Jules. That's literally how Adrien is to Lila. He can't stand her. He doesn't like her. He doesn't want to work with her, but he hasn't really said it to his dad, because you know, Gabriel don't listen. Gabriel don't listen to nobody. He don't even want to listen to Nathalie, okay? Gabriel hard-headed. He don't listen. So we see that, first of all, this is another thing that I don't get. Gabriel, last time I checked, you design clothes. You make perfumes. Like, you low-key, you maybe even sell makeup. Like, you know, in this Rihanna era, doing everything. Why are you making technology? Like, why? And that technology thing was just really like fucking weird too. Like, I was just not feeling it. I was just like, I feel like they're trying to do something deep with this, but I'm just not, it's not slapping for me. It's not hitting for me. I know, but it's honestly really weird. It's very sus. Oh, I'm pretty sure that this technology, if the show actually remembers that they added this in here, because you know the show is notorious for forgetting what they put in their own damn show. So this gadget, I'm sorry y'all, I don't even care to remember what it was. Basically, we're most likely going to see more of that through the series. And then also, it looks like, y'all know, this is pulling some Meanwhile in the Legion of Doom shit with him and like Tomoe, because I'm pretty sure Audrey probably on it too or whatnot. But I feel like we're going to see a lot more like adult villains like come together. Like, you know how it was like that last season of Teen Titans where like a lot of the adult villains came together, or the adult villains were running the Hive Academy in season 3. Would it be interesting to see if we get some of that, because I have been dying to see more of the adults within this series. I find them like so interesting, and like, and I'm grown too, so I love that. Like, is Jagged in on it? I'm very curious to know if he is. But for the most part, the highlights of this episode for me most definitely were us, you know, with Tomoe, seeing how she is, but then also Amelie and her bitch ass son, because it's one more thing we need to bring up, and I had to wait until bring it up later because it didn't happen till later. But basically, my son Dusu be going through it in the show. Like, he was okay when he had Nathalie, because Nathalie actually cared about Dusu. Dusu was with Felix now. My son. No, me and my friend Carrie, I love them so much. Basically, Carrie, they also did the art cover for my novel, You're Not Crucial. You guys should check it out. It's available for purchase now on ebook and physical copy. Me and Carrie, basically, like, we say that we're married and that, like, Dusu is our son and that Nuru is our other son. And we're just like, our sons are kidnapped and we need to go find him and rescue him. Carrie, I'm sorry, our son got kidnapped again. But overall, the highlights of this episode for me in particular were for sure, like, you know, learning a little bit more about Felix and Amelie and like fuck both of them. But really Tomoe's entire scene, even though it wasn't that long, that for the most part really was the standout for me. Lady Noir scenes were cute. We're finally getting some progression with Marinette and Adrien's friendship that will be turning into a relationship, as we know, because we all know they're gonna get together. I hate the fact that Alix has just been thrown away like that. I don't care about Chloe. Glad we didn't see a lot of her. Lila, I feel like I'm just gonna have to get over the fact that Lila's gonna be here a lot more this season, because season 4 was just such a relief of her just not being there. But it looks like we're gonna see a lot more of Lila in season 5, and I'm just gonna have to suck it up. For the most part, yeah, that's multiplication. I like it a lot more than evolution. I say that because I actually knew what the fuck was going on. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Support me. I have new products on my website, harriyannahook.com. Use code HOTSPOT30 for 30% off your order. I added this new cute ass velour cat noir jacket, and then also 2 of my books, You're Not Crucial and My Lady Perfectly. If you're a game that shipper, stan, My Lady is perfect for you. There will be a movie, like short film movie, that comes along with that book, and me and Tashana will be, you know, releasing that soon. We cannot wait for you guys to see it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be funny. Not funny, but like I'm gonna be Googling the entire time when we put it out because we just worked so hard on that. But My Lady Perfectly and You're Not Crucial, both available for purchase for digital copy and ebook. I have Patreon if you guys want to support me there. Really do appreciate it. Every little bit matters. I have Buy Me a Coffee and I have Ko-fi. Links to those are down below. I have a web series called The Progenies. It's a Descendants fan series. Links to that will be down below. And we also have a donation link going on for it because we would love to get back to filming and making more episodes, but making a show is so fucking expensive. Moving on from that, just follow me on everything at Harriyanna, HARIYANNA. Last but not least, I will be at WasabiCon this Sunday, October 16, 2022. I will be hosting the Miraculous fan panel in the morning. If you are in the Jacksonville area, please stop by if you can, if you want to. Like, you don't have to come if you're, to come see Little Old Me. But like, if you're going to WasabiCon, I will be there. Please stop by my Miraculous panel at 10:30 in the morning in room 106. And then also I am doing a few panels at Anime Weekend Atlanta. One is most likely going to be a fandom panel, and then the other one's going to be a Miraculous panel too. And then I'm doing a Miraculous panel at TigerCon down in Valdosta, Georgia. So yeah, those are most likely going to be the last in-person events that I do for this year. And there will be many more in-person events to come next year. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good night. 'Cause I work hard to get to this point in my life. I'm blowing up, so don't hate, just congratulate. The Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay. They come in